have given to me, I pass on to them. May that glory unify them. May that glory unify them and make them one as we are one. I and them and you and me. That they may be refined, so that all will know that you have sent me and that you love them in the same way that you love me. Father, I long for the time when those that you have given me can join me in my place so that they may witness my glory, which comes from you. You have loved them before the foundations of the cosmos were ever laid. Father, you are just. Though this corrupt world does not know you, I do know you. And these followers know that you have sent me. I have told them about your nature, and I will continue to speak of your name in order that your love, which was poured out unto me, that same love will also be in them, and that I will also be in them.
Scripture dealing with the arrest and the trial of Jesus. As most of you probably know, Jesus was arrested once, but he actually received 6 trials where he was falsely accused. I think some folks in Indiana can probably appreciate that false accusation stuff. Beginning here in the 18th chapter of John, we read, "When Jesus had spoken these words, and he went out with his disciples to the brook of Kidron, where there was a garden, which he and his disciples entered. Now Judas, who betrayed him, also knew the place, for Jesus often met there with his disciples. So Judas, having procured a band of soldiers and some officers from the chief priests and the Pharisees, went there with lanterns and torches and weapons. Then Jesus, knowing all that would happen to him, came forward and said to them, 'Whom do you seek?' And they answered, 'Jesus of Nazareth.' He said to them, 'I am he.' Judas, who betrayed him, was standing there with them. And when Jesus saw them, he said, 'I am he.' They drew back and they fell to the ground. So he asked them again, 'Whom do you seek?' And they said, 'Jesus of Nazareth.' And Jesus answered, 'I told you, I am he. So if you seek me, let these other men go.' This was to fulfill the word that he had spoken, 'Of those whom you gave me, I have lost not one.' Then Simon Peter, having a sword, drew it and struck the high priest's servant and cut off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. And so Jesus said to Peter, 'Put your sword into its sheath. Shall I not drink the cup that my Father has given me?' And so the band of soldiers and the captain of the officers of the Jews arrested Jesus, and they bound him. They first took him to Annas, who was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, who was the high priest that year. It was Caiaphas who had advised the Jews that it would be expedient that one man should die for the people. The high priest questioned Jesus about his disciples and his teaching, and Jesus answered him, 'I have spoken openly to the world. I have always taught in the synagogues and in the temple, where all the Jews come together. I haven't said anything in secret. Why do you ask me? Ask those who heard me what I said to them. They all know what I said.' When he said these things, one of the officers standing by struck Jesus with his hand, saying, 'Is that how you answer the high priest?' Jesus answered him, 'If what I said was wrong, bear witness about the wrong. But if what I said was right, why do you strike me?' Annas then sent him bound to Caiaphas the high priest. Then they led Jesus from the house of Caiaphas to the governor's headquarters. And it was early in the morning, and they themselves did not enter the governor's headquarters, so they would not be defiled and could eat the Passover. So Pilate went out to them and said, 'What accusation do you bring against this man?' And they answered him, 'If this man were not doing evil, we would have not delivered him over to you.' Pilate said to them, 'Take him yourselves and judge him by your own law.' The Jews said to him, 'It is not lawful for us to put anyone to death.' This was to fulfill the word that Jesus had spoken, to show by what kind of death he was going to die. So Pilate entered his headquarters again and called Jesus and said to him, 'Are you the king of the Jews?' Jesus answered, 'Do you say this of your own accord, or did others tell you this about me?' Pilate answered, 'Am I a Jew? Your own nation, the chief priests, have delivered you over to me. What have you done?' Jesus answered, 'My kingdom is not of this world, and if my kingdom were of this world, my servants would have been fighting that I might not be delivered over to the Jews. But my kingdom is not of this world.' Then Pilate said to him, 'Oh, so you are a king?' Jesus answered, 'You say that I am a king. For this purpose I was born, and for this purpose I came into the world, to bear witness to the truth. Everyone who is of the truth listens to my voice.' Pilate said to him, 'What is truth?' After he had said this, he went back outside to the Jews and told them, 'I find no guilt in him. But you have a custom that I should release one man to you at the Passover. So do you want me to release to you the king of the Jews?' They cried out again, 'Not this man, but Barabbas.' Now Barabbas was a robber. Then Pilate took Jesus and had him flogged, And the soldiers twisted together a crown of thorns and put it on his head, and arrayed him in a purple robe. And they came to him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" They struck him with their hands. Pilate went out again and said to them, "See, I am bringing out to you that you may know that I find no guilt in him." So Jesus came out wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe. And Pilate said to them, "Behold the man!" When the chief priests and the officers saw him, they cried out, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" Pilate said to them, "Take him yourselves and crucify him, for I find no guilt in him." And the Jews answered him, "We have a law, and according to that law he ought to die, because he made himself the Son of God." Pilate heard this statement. He was even more afraid. He entered his headquarters again and said to Jesus, "Where are you from?" But Jesus gave him no answer. So Pilate said to him, "Will you not speak to me? Do you not know that I have authority to release you and the authority to crucify you?" Jesus answered him, "You have no authority over me at all, unless it had been given to you from above. Therefore he who delivered me over to you has the greater sin." From then on, Pilate sought to release him, but the Jews cried out, "If you release this man, you are not Caesar's friend. Everyone who makes himself out to be a king opposes Caesar." So when Pilate heard these words, he brought Jesus out, sat down on the judgment seat at a place called the Stone Pavement. Now it was the 6th day of the Passover, and it was about the 6th hour, and he said to the Jews, "Behold your king." And they cried out, "Away with him! Away with him! Crucify him!" Pilate said to them, "Shall I crucify your king?" And the chief priests answered, "We have no king but Caesar." So he delivered him over to them.